Hello, everybody. So far, we've discussed the meaning of contract, understood its definition, dissected it. We've also spoken about the essentials of a valid contract, and now we are moving on to another important topic, that is classification of contracts, which are the different types of contracts. This topic is in chapter 1 from the law of contract according to the third year BCom 2013 pattern of Savitri Bai Phule Pune University, but it is something which would be useful to any student of business studies who is studying the law of contract for their coursework. Contracts can be broadly classified on certain bases. Those bases are: what is the mode of formation of the contract, how are they formed, what is the extent of execution or performance of the contract, the form of contract, and enforceability or validity. We will be exploring further classification of these bases ahead. On the basis of mode of formation, contracts can be classified as express contracts and implied contracts. We also have quasi contracts and tacit contracts. Now, let's take them up one by one. An express contract is one which is formed by expression in the form of words, express words which are spoken or written. The example of this could be an employment contract, an offer letter, whereby a company makes a particular offer to a particular person to employ him in a certain position for a certain salary, outlining the terms and conditions of service. This is an express contract. An implied contract is one where there is no spoken or written word, but it is implied through the behavior of a person. So when you go and stand at the bus stop, you are basically accepting the offer which the bus service provider of your city is plying on the roads, where he's not coming to your house, or nobody from the MD or the organization is coming to your house or publicizing it, saying that we are offering bus transportation services across the city. No, by plying those buses, they are making the offer. By you going and standing at the bus stop, you are and boarding a bus, you are accepting the offer. It is implied that once you board the bus, that you know which route this bus is going on to, your destination is on that route, and that you will pay the amount when the conductor approaches you. You will buy a ticket. All this is implied. Now, quasi contracts. Quasi contracts are contracts in law, they are not contracts in fact. It is like this: if a salesman is selling say rice, or he's selling books door to door, and he comes to your house, he shows you his products and explains what is the advantage or how they benefit or what is the price of, and he forgets say a bag of rice at your house, and you use that. It's not as if you have bought that from him, but because he forgot it and you have used it, it is only correct for you to pay him for it. Or say you lose something which you own, you lose your wallet or something like that, you forget it in an auto rickshaw or a cab, and the cab driver or the rickshaw wala looks comes back and he returns the wallet to you. You give him something, you give him a certain amount of money. Why? Not because you had put out an offer to somebody ki look for my wallet and they have brought it to you, but because they have taken the trouble to restore something which you own to you, and it is only natural and just that you at least help them with the amount that they might have spent to look for you, or the time and energy which they have spent to come and restore that back to you. So this is a contract in law where the principle is that one person should not benefit unfairly at the disadvantage of another person. Now, a tacit contract is like an implied contract, but it is something like going to an ATM and withdrawing money, or say using a vending machine. These are tacit contracts where you're not really buying or selling something face to face, looking at somebody, but you're using that service. That means you accept the offer that is being made by this particular bank or this particular company or organization by putting out an ATM or a vending machine for your use. Next up, contracts on the basis of performance, that is the extent to which parties to a contract have fulfilled their obligations on the contract or towards the contract. So in this we have executed contract, that is a contract in which the obligations of parties have been completed in the past. That means both two or more parties have fulfilled their obligations towards this contract. It could be something like this, that an author has finished writing the manuscript for a publisher and the publisher has paid him the amount that was due towards writing that manuscript and submitting it. Next we have executory contract. Executory contract is a contract in which the obligations continue and will be fulfilled in time or at a future date or at a specified time. It could be that something like you buy a house, you put down some down payment on it, and then you make your payments in installments at a future date. This could be an example of an executory contract. Or it is like you are booking a holiday and you've booked the hotel for a certain period of time in future. You've paid a certain amount of booking fee, or you've paid it in full, but you will avail of the service at a later date. This is an executory contract. Every time you buy a ticket for future travel also, it is an executory contract. Part of the obligation is fulfilled later. Then you have unilateral contract. Now a unilateral contract is one in which one party has to still complete their obligation or fulfill their obligation. It's like if you sign up for a particular course, you pay the fees in full, and the delivery of that course will be throughout one academic year in the time to come. Now in this, your part will be fulfilled if you have paid your fees in full, and the opposite party has to deliver the content or teach you. Whereas in case of a bilateral contract, if we keep the same example, in a bilateral contract, both parties to the contract have to still fulfill their obligations on it. So in this same example, if you do not pay your full fees, you pay your fees in part, and you have to pay it at a certain time or a certain number of times in future, then your obligation for payment remains partially, and the delivery of the content or delivery of the service of education or teaching you, that remains from the end of the educational service provider. So these are contracts on the basis of performance, on the extent of completion of the contract. Now, the classification of contracts on the basis of form, that is, you broadly have two types of contracts here: simple contracts and formal contracts. So, a simple contract could be something like buying vegetables from a vendor who comes to your doorstep or who's sitting at the corner of the street and who is selling his wares. You go and buy things from him. That is a simple contract. Whereas on the other hand, how does this become formal? If you buy your fruits and vegetables from, say, Big Basket or any other online service provider like JioMart or something like that, then that contract becomes a formal contract. Why? Because you actually get a bill for it. If those products are not delivered or items are not delivered, you can get a refund for it. You may complain about the quality of products, all these things. Why? Because you have a bill, you have a formal contract with that person. But the same may not be applicable in case of a vegetable vendor who today sits on the street, tomorrow he may sit in another place, or tomorrow he may not sit, or he may not sit for the next 2 weeks. So you will not be able to find him if you want to complain about anything, or if it is short or if the quality is bad, you will not be able to do that. So, simple contracts and formal contracts. This is a broad classification on the basis of form. Within formal contracts, you have two sub-classifications: contract of record and contract under seal. Now, a contract of record is a contract which exists between parties by virtue of a litigation, a court settlement, whereby they have to fulfill certain obligations towards each other. That is a contract of record. And a contract under seal is a contract which is sealed, signed and delivered, like a sale deed. These are known as deeds. So this is a contract under seal. So simple contracts, you can say, there is not much formality involved, whereas formal contracts, there is a lot of formality involved because of the structure of the contract or the nature of the contract. There is no flexibility as such in a formal contract, whereas in a simple contract, this flexibility may be there, formality may not be there. Now, the final classification of contracts which are going to be discussing in this video is contracts on the basis of enforceability or validity. We've already seen that a contract is equal to, let's just recap from the introduction to contracts, that a contract is equal to agreement plus enforceability. So a valid contract is one which is legally enforceable. We've already seen this. So which are the contracts which the classification takes place on the basis of enforceability or validity? The first type of contract is a valid contract. That is, it has all those essentials: two parties, offer, acceptance, competent parties, lawful object, lawful consideration. All these things is not expressly declared to be void. All any formalities which have to be fulfilled are fulfilled and they are applicable. So these are valid contracts when they meet all the essentials of a valid contract. A valid contract is legally enforceable. Now, a void contract. Void contract is one which is legally unenforceable, maybe from the beginning or after the contract is formed. Now, from the beginning, a contract may be void when, in case of, say, you enter into a contract with a minor. A minor's contract is void ab initio because a minor is not considered to be a person who is competent to contract. A contract can be rendered void due to certain circumstances which occur after its formation. That is, when it is formed, it is perfectly valid, but later it becomes void. So it could be something like a contract between an entertainment company and a musician who dies, or he falls very ill on the day of the performance. That becomes void. Or say something like a contract to relay a certain or say you bought tickets for a particular match, and that day it rains and the match is washed out, so it becomes a void contract. It's perfectly valid when it was formed. Then a voidable contract. A voidable contract is one which can be cancelled at the option of the party whose content to the contract is not free. So if somebody was coerced or pressurized into entering into a contract, the voidable contract is one where that person may say, my consent to this contract was not free, I was forced or pressurized into it, and therefore it may not be enforceable. But this person should raise their voice or express this. If they don't, if they are quiet about it, then the contract is perfectly enforceable. Then you have unenforceable contracts. Contracts which are unenforceable from the time that they are formed. So an unenforceable contract could be something like you enter into a bet with a friend. You say that, okay, I will pay you 100 rupees if it rains, and if it doesn't rain, you should pay me 100 rupees. Now this seems to be a contract which many a time we do enter into bets and things like that with our friends. But then if our friend does not pay us, we cannot go to court and enforce it against that person. This is an unenforceable contract. An illegal agreement is one which is forbidden by law. So if you are say doing something which is opposed to public policy, that is common good or welfare, or you are indulging in trading which is illegal or immoral, then those contracts or agreements are known as illegal. So very quickly, let's just sum up. In this video, we have discussed the classification of contracts. Broadly, contracts can be classified on the basis of mode of formation, extent of execution or performance, form of contracts, and enforceability or validity. Now, further, on the basis of mode of formation, contracts can be classified as express and implied contracts, quasi-contracts, and tacit contracts. On the basis of performance, executed and executory contracts, unilateral and bilateral contracts. On the basis of form, contracts may be classified as simple and formal. Formal contracts may be further classified as contract of record and contract under seal. And finally, on the basis of enforceability, contracts may be classified as valid, void, voidable, unenforceable, and illegal. If you like the content in this video, please hit like, subscribe to the channel if you find this channel very useful to you as far as educational content goes, and do remember to leave your comments and feedback. This is Dr. Mariam Narona, creator of this channel. Thank you.